Yo, what's good, everybody? RJ Shelton here, off the top show, episode 91. Got my brother back with me. Been some time, my good man, Mr. Speak on It himself, Mr. Tony Lippett. How we doing, brother? Because I love to give introductions.
What's good, man?
Some time.
It's been about a couple few weeks, man. We back at it though.
We are back at it. Obviously, guys, you know what we do on here, man. We talk about sports, sports news, all that good stuff. So let's hop right into it. Hopefully, you guys had a great Thanksgiving. I know we are some days out, but hopefully, had a great time with the fam. Hope everything was good on your end when it comes to obviously bonding with your family and all that good stuff. But let's go ahead and talk about it, man. Hey, Packers versus the Lions. We got treated on all ends. If you were a Packers fan, Lions fans, I'm sorry. This was a huge game. Green Bay Packers won 29-22. Jordan Love was 22 of 32 from the field, 268 yards throwing, 3 touchdowns. Jared Goff as well was doing his thing as well. This was a great game to watch. I think this could probably go down as one of the best Thanksgiving games in a while. I think between these two, it was high actioned. Quarterback play was tremendous. Let me just get back to Jared Goff's here stats. 29 of 44 throwing, 332 yards. 29 of 44 attempts for 332 yards throwing and 2 touchdowns. The Packers actually look like the team that, for me, and then obviously me and my boy James have been talking about, and what I've seen on paper, I think it finally all clicked this game. And this is a great confidence booster for the Green Bay Packers going in towards the second half of the season to possibly get into the playoffs or be in that hunt to get in that wild card game. And I think for the Lions, I mean, really 8-3. I think that they're definitely going to bounce back. From this game, I think they're playing this coming weekend or this Sunday. No idea if they have a bye week or not. But
Oh, they playing.
I think this is a game for the Lions. Obviously, like, oh shit, like, hey, we got to go ahead and take care of business in NFC North. I mean, maybe it could loaf a little bit, but Packers came out, played a complete game. We made turnovers, we made stops. The line was playing well. Talk to me right now, as you being a Lions fan and you being there, kind of what this game showed you, or what this does for this team. That do they need to wake up, or is this one like, no, don't worry about it? You know how it is. You've played in things like that when you have a game like this, competitive game. Talk to me about your Detroit Lions, my good brother.
First off, it was a good game by the Packers. They played pretty well. Quarterback plays pretty well. I told you he kind of find his way a little bit. Kind of find his way. He made some throws too. That he made some
Stop!
sidearm throws.
Stop! 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 Stop!
He made some throws, man. He made some throws. But these damn Lions, man. This is just a wake up call, man. I'm sure they probably walked into that game thinking they was gonna win. They had beat them before. I think they beat them like damn near about 40 early in the season or something like that. So
Yeah.
they both basically traded games at home. No home team won this matchup. It was a wake up call, man. You go in there, you fumble the ball 3 times. Jared Goff got to throw the ball 44 times. That don't sound like the formula to win for the Lions. Around like 25 to 32 throws a game. That's where you want him at, and that's going to put them in the best position to win. Once he get over throwing the ball 40 times, that ain't a good sign for the Lions. Like I said, it was a competitive game. It's a good game. Lions had their running backs. They kept turning the ball over. I mean, I think Jared Goff had fumbled 3 times. He lost 3 fumbles, and the Packers didn't turn the ball over. So turnovers and drops are like momentum killers. You feel me? It gives the other team energy, or it takes the energy out of the home stadium, and that's what it did, man. The Packers, it kept them in the game. It kept them in the game, and they went out there and sealed the deal and won it, man. So, great win for them. Hopefully, this is a wake up call for the Lions to know like this is the last stretch of the season, and you want to finish out on top. You don't want to be a good at the beginning of the year and at the end you a bad team. Like you want to be figuring it out at the beginning of the year, and then at the end you want to end off on a high end. You don't want to be creeping into the playoffs, losing 2-3 games, in a row or something like that. So hopefully this is a wake up call for them, and we're gonna see how they respond to it to Sunday.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Just a fun fact as well. Both these two guys that played on this game at the quarterback position lead the NFC North in stats, throwing, touchdowns, So they're playing very well at a high level. Especially, it's good to see Jordan Love behind, obviously, Jared Goff. We all know Jared Goff, when he is on, like you said, he's doing his thing. So, but let's move on, obviously, to the next game here. Was on Monday Night Football. I think probably one of the worst Monday night games I've ever watched in my life. Chicago Bears versus the Minnesota Vikings. Chicago Bears won that one 12-10. Let me just go ahead and read off this scoring drive right here to go ahead and just recap what you think of this game real quick. So, second quarter, we got a field goal. Second quarter, still field goal. Third quarter, field goal. Fourth quarter, field goal. Touchdown by TJ Hockenson, field goal. The Bears won on all field goals. That is, I have not watched a game where I've seen or maybe participated to where a team has won off field goals. So that right there in a whole nutshell is like, man, this game was boring from the jump. Watching it, obviously, it's like, man, like, can we get anything going? But obviously, this is a good win for the Bears, right? Got Justin Fields back. You don't know that situation on what they're going to do. Are they going to keep him? And they're going to see what they're going to do, at the end of the season with his performance? Are they going to go ahead and go into the draft and get themselves a quarterback? There's so much things going on, obviously, with the Bears. To where if you're a Bears fan, you're like, okay, like, this is a great win. We're going to take whatever we want. But, there's things that we still need to go ahead and figure out organization-wise if we're going to stay with Justin Fields moving forward, or we're going to do a whole bunch of things, like I said, later. But let's hop into these stats here. Justin Fields, 23 of 37 from the field, 217 yards throwing. Also led his team in rushing as well, 12 carries for 59 yards. DJ Moore had 11 receptions for 114 yards. So, like, watching this game, you can see that the chemistry between, obviously, Fields and Moore is a thing. If there's something that you can definitely see, in certain games, obviously, you're 4-8, that is there. And the defense, obviously, this game played very well. Sweat coming in, obviously, from that, accusation back 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, creating havoc all over this game on that DN position, who I think definitely is going to be a top 10 guy when he's all said and done, kind of. I think he's one of those unsung hero guys that people really don't know about.
Was Sweat in your class? Did he come in with you?
Sweat was he
Year after?
was year after me. No, he was year after me.
Because like a lot of people don't know, Montez Sweat, the defensive end for the Bears, was at Michigan State with us at his young age, like for freshman, sophomore year, I think, and then he left. So
Yeah.
keep going on.
Yeah, no. And just a side story on that, skilled positions. So there was 3 levels of skill positions, everyone at Michigan State, where we had to run gassers. So obviously the skill, whatever the hell, medium skill, I don't know what they call
Big
it, like
skill.
linebackers and shit, big skill. And then obviously you got your hogs, you got your bigs, all that stuff. This man, Montez Sweat, everybody, was running with the skill guys and beating the skill guys and getting in at 14 seconds every time that he went off and obviously, did the drill. You see that man, obviously, the DM position. Imagine that man was a gazelle. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. But shout out to him, man. He's been balling ever since he's been step foot in the league. Shout out to him. But yes, he was at Michigan State. But their defense playing well. It's not just him. The back end, obviously, they got Jackson back there. They got solid guys. It's just you never if the Bears one day would if it figures out, if it lands out the way it be to where they play like this, where that defense playing like that, who knows? But let's talk about the Minnesota Vikings. There's a lot of things going on, obviously, right now. You're 6-6. Obviously, I think if you're a Vikings fan, that's a good place to be. Granted, on what happened through the season. Kirk Cousins going out was a huge low blow. If he's not out right now, he's definitely front runner of MVP. His stats were crazy, this whole season up to that Achilles injury. JJ's obviously out. Justin Jefferson's out. I think he's about to be coming back this weekend or next weekend. So that's definitely going to help the offense to kind of open things up more. But at the end of the day, you can't have 4 interceptions at the quarterback position because if you have, like you said earlier, right, with Jared Goff, he had 3, interceptions, 3 turnovers, 3 fumbles, or whatever the case may be. You're just not going to win football games. If you have over 1 turnover, it's already tough enough because you're already behind the 8 ball. But if you have 4, I don't care if it was drop passes or wrong reads or you're making a decision to go for it, and obviously that guy baits you into it, just like that throw. I think Addison was running the 7 route. Obviously, corner dropped off, cover 2. It was an unreal play by him. Number 33 for the Chicago Bears. I forget his name, but all in
Johnson.
all,
I
yeah,
think it's Jalen.
Johnson, something like that. But yeah, just talk to me really, not even about this game, but I think the big thing here for both teams is, for you to kind of maybe answer Chicago Bears. Like what, I know we've talked about this. We've talked about this previous episodes. You kind of got to like to see what Justin Fields did this game.
Yeah. I mean, he's playing competitive football. I think the thing is with Justin Fields in Chicago right now. I think he's auditioning for the Bears and he's auditioning for another team because I think this is the year he would get paid. I think this is this next season is the year he will be. This offseason he'll be getting paid to some certain level of quarterbacks getting paid. So I think he's auditioning for the Bears as well as other teams. Like I can see him in Atlanta. I think if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken, I think he's from Georgia, right? I think he's from Georgia.
Yep.
Went to Georgia before he went to Ohio State. Um, Atlanta probably won't have a top 10 pick, so they probably won't be able to get the quarterback they probably want. So they'll probably be waiting for a class or two later. And they can just have him and Ritter battle it out. And I think Justin Fields will win that. And in that type of competition, I think that'd be better for Justin Fields. And the coach for the Falcons is a running coach. Like
Right.
he was the coach that coached Derrick Henry. You feel me?
Mm.
And he wants to run the ball. You see all the Falcons running. He drafted a running back in the first round. Like he wants to run the ball. He wants to.
Right.
That's his style. Arthur Smith is downhill, run the ball, quarterback runs. So I think that
Right.
would fit him more. Play action, not just openly spread and just say, hey, take us here, take us there, take us there. So I think I think Justin Fields is auditioning for another job for another program. If the Bears got the number 1 pick, bro, I don't see them moving off of Caleb Williams. I just don't see it. I don't see any. I think any coach, bro, or any owner, general manager, if you go through this whole offseason and you got the number 1 pick, and you say, all right, I'm either gonna trade out of this number 1 spot because I like the quarterback I have, or I'm gonna draft a wide receiver or offensive lineman to help the quarterback I have, and you do not draft Caleb Williams, and Caleb Williams go on to be what people think he's gonna be, that would probably be one of the worst decisions you made in your life. Not even just general managing. So we shall see, man. I think they playing for I think he's playing for a spot, either if it's with the Bears or is it with somebody else. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely with you on that. I definitely think, what you said hits home to I think his situation, and I think it's time for him to get out of Chicago, and to join a new organization, a fresh start. You know how that is as a player. You get the same thing every day. He's been at the same, probably asked the same questions for 3 years or however long he's been there. What does it take? What do you need to do? This and that. Like, well, he said coaching, this and that, which I do believe that is kind of a big factor in his career. Different coaches, different QB coaches, or however that situation may be. But I think it's time for him to go ahead and explore other places. But hopefully he balls out because I do love his game. I loved his game ever since he came out of Ohio State. He was a dog at Ohio State. And it's always good to see obviously Big Ten people do well, in the league. But I think it's just time for him to start new.
One thing I can say briefly about him is that he looked better now than he looked early this year. Because I was under the circumstance that, bro, he's terrible at quarterback.
He looked good, bro. Like I saw with my own 2 eyes.
Better.
Like he was doing his thing. Like he was making the right reads. Like he was making it. He just looked very like calm out there instead of trying to force something. Like there was one play, I think it was on maybe like a long 3rd down, rolls out, stop, throws sidearm to obviously his tight end for first. Like there was multiple plays where I'm like, okay, I see you. Like it's not where I'm like, okay, he's Aaron Rodgers doing stuff, but I mean he's it was a good game by him, and he was playing his game. Because we all know Fields need to be able to run the football and throw it. I'm not saying that he's Lamar Jackson, but there's the same, I feel, type of game between those two guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is the NFC North. So let me just obviously go over the standings here real quick. Lions are still at the top here, 8-3. Vikings are 6-6. Packers are 5-6. Bears are 4-8. Looking at this right here, we got a couple more games left. I think we've both said that I think the Lions are going to be at the top of this, but that second, third, fourth spot is going to be dangerous. That's going to be a battle to, possibly play a team 49ers at 49ers or get in that wild card spot. So it's going to be
Hold up.
interesting to see what goes down.
So you think two teams are coming out of this division? Two teams are going to make the playoffs?
Absolutely. I think two teams for sure. I think the Lions, I mean, if you want my honest opinion about this here, I'm going to be real with you. I think the Lions easily are going to go ahead and clinch the playoff spot. I think they're going to bounce back and do what's necessary for them to get into the playoffs. And I think that the next team that's really on that bubble are the Vikings and the Packers, just from what I'm seeing. And I know that the Bears beat the Vikings at the same time, but I think Flores and that defense, especially with the Bears, I think I've taken Flores over that Bears defense when it comes to that. Packers are hot right now. And I think that, this game that's coming up when we play the Kansas City Chiefs is going to be a huge test of where we got to be. And I think that's going to be a good game, to be honest with you. Granted, I know that it's Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid and that whole team, but I think it's going to be a game. I'm not saying a tight one, but it'll be known very quick what you're going to get, either a blowout or it's going to be a close game. But I think those two teams are definitely going to be on that bubble to go ahead and play in the postseason. So that's kind of my take on that. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? Majority of that? Do you think possibly two teams are coming out of here? Kind of to reverse that question back on you, or is it, who knows?
I mean, I think there's a guaranteed 5 teams that's going to make the playoffs in the NFC. Then I think there's 2 open seeds. The 6th and the 7th seed is 2 teams that you don't know, because like whoever win the Eagles division, that other team is going to be the 5th seed. So that's 5 seeds already ready. So now you got the Vikings right now sit at 6-6, and they sit in the 6th spot. And the Seahawks sit at 6-6, and they sit in the 7th spot. Right on the outside lurking is the Packers that sit at 5-6. And I think the Seahawks, they next 2 games, the Seahawks play the 49ers next week, then they play the Eagles. I think they probably lose both of them games. So that puts them at 6-8. If the Packers and the Vikings, I don't know if they play each other in the next couple weeks, if they could win, potentially win, they do.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
It still can be something because I can see the Rams beating the Seahawks if they play. I don't think they play each other again. I think they already played each other twice. I think it's very possible. Shit, the Vikings and the Packers could be the 6th and 7th seed. It just depends on how it turns out. Because I don't think 2 teams are making it from the Falcons division. I don't think
that
2 teams
division's so terrible, bro.
Yeah. So it only comes down. It comes down to the Seahawks, the Packers, the Rams, and the Vikings. Those 4 teams are fighting for the 6th and the 7th seed. And like I said, I could see the Vikings and the Packers, depending on their schedule, making the playoffs. That'd kind of be dope if 3 teams make it, especially the type of year that conference has had. That'd be dope.
No, it definitely would be. And obviously the games this coming, excuse me, this coming weekend. Just looking here real quick. Let me see. Lions face the Saints. I think the Lions should be able to go ahead and take care of that one, bounce back for sure. Packers obviously face the Chiefs Sunday night, and the Vikings are on a bye week. So that's kind of the schedule for them. Since I got you on here, my good brother, let's go ahead and talk about that game last night. Seahawks versus the Cowboys. Finally got a great Thursday night football game, action-packed. Quarterbacks throwing the ball all over the place. Geno Smith throwing all for 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. Prescott playing very well, right at 300 yards, 3 TDs. CeeDee Lamb, who I think is now kind of making a staple on his campaign of being the top wide receiver, 12 receptions for 116 yards, 1 touchdown. DJ Metcalf, 6 receptions for 137 yards, 3 TDs. And then obviously Zach, the UCLA running back, was balling
Mm-hmm.
as well. Who I
Yeah.
like that pickup for them. But talk to me about this game. Is Dallas Cowboys for real? 9-3? Is this a leaf that's being turned over, or do you think the Seahawks went in and shot themselves in the foot? Because I really think the Seahawks should have won this game.
Yeah. I mean, I think Dallas is trending on being a serious team. These next few weeks that Dallas have, you're gonna learn a lot about this team right now. They play versus Philly next Sunday night. Then they at Buffalo. Then they at the Dolphins. Then they at home versus the
The
Lions. And then they got
Lions,
Washington play. But these next 4 games, you're gonna learn a lot about this team. And
right?
I think they can be serious. I think the Seahawks put up a fight. I think the Seahawks should have won that game. I mean, they had the lead. They had double digit leads throughout the whole game. Even in the fourth quarter, they was up 35 to 30. You feel me? They was up
Right,
28 to 20. So they were up a lot. But they're missing a guy that could be a game changer. You know, the Seahawks, they missing Kenneth Walker. Like, he's a game changer. So if you can hand the ball off to him or throw the ball to him, I'm sure he would have been able to, you know, manipulate those linebackers and, you know, run through tackles with those safeties and break these long runs that Carbonet wasn't able to do, because Zach had some lanes. You know, he was just getting tackled. You feel me? But K9, hey, he can run a four fast. He can get out on you right now. You feel me? So
right.
I think that's a big weapon to miss. You know, hope he get back. But I think Dallas I think Dak took a step last night. I was always saying, like, damn, what is Dak like best game? What is his game? Or it's just like, I'm here. You feel me? Where's the
Right.
Dak Prescott signature game? I think last night was. Like, I think he did some great things in that game last night. He led his team. He answered the bell every time they scored. He was able to come back, made some big plays, used his legs, broke some
Yep.
sacks. Like, he was doing some great quarterback shit last night. Like, I was like, oh, who is this?
Right.
I was like, who is this? So I was like, I'm not gonna say I'm in shock, because I always wanted to see him play like that consistently. But I was amazed, like, oh shit, if he can play like that, if Dak Prescott can play like that consistently, or even 85% of that. But no, I can't even say 85% of that. I need him to play like that. If he play like that, yeah, this Cowboys team is serious, and they are a potential threat to make it to the Super Bowl for sure. So I like what they did last night. Seahawks got to find a way to finish, though. Like, you can't be on the road, throw for 334 yards, have 4 touchdowns total, only 1 turnover, and lose that game. No, you can't lose that game. So I would like to see Geno find a way, but Dak wasn't letting it happen, and I like that from Dak for sure.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And just to go over his stats real quick, throughout this season, 3,000 yards, threw for over 3,000 here, 26 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. And Mike McCarthy, I think, is making it very easy for him to play quarterback position. You know, anything about Mike McCarthy, Aaron Rodgers obviously was at the helm with him, and he's been with a couple other quarterbacks as well. But I'm excited for Dak Prescott, and he played very well last night. And then that obviously clears up, obviously, NFL, NFC North, all that good stuff. There'll be games on this week. I'm believing it's week 13 as of right now, or it might be week 12. I might get them wrong, but we're in the second
13.
half of the season. 13. We're almost there, that playoff picture. So be locked in and tuned in, because, playoff football gets a little bit more serious than the regular season. So I'm excited for it. So let's move on over to the NBA. Obviously, last year around this time, me and Lip obviously talk about what's going on with that, maybe MVP, things like that. But I just want to go ahead and talk about the teams and the standings as of right now, just looking at the Western and Eastern Conference division, or however you want to say it. Just going over, I'm only just do the 5 teams here, 1 through 5. Eastern Conference got the Celtics, Magic, which is very shocking when I look at that. Bucks, 76ers, and Knicks. And then for the Western Conference, shocking as well. Timberwolves are at number 1, Nuggets are at number 2, the Thunder at number 3, Mavericks at number 4, Suns at number 5. I feel like this is your specialty. Talk to me about what I just read off right there, in kind of regards of seeing this season up to this point.
I think this year has been pretty good so far. I think the play-in tournament, um, I think it added a twist to games. I think it was good for the league. I mean, I didn't know how it was going to be. You still don't know how it's going to be as far as the tournament and how it's going to be played. But I think giving the guys something to play for a little early in the season, I think that's good. I mean, I think it strengthens the competition. We seen that the damn Boston was shacking Drummond because they had to have a certain amount of points for seeding in the, and it just adds a little twist to the game. You feel me? That probably make people mad, and I like that. It's cool
Right.
being mad in November. Like you want to, like people don't usually get mad in November. They probably like, man, it's early in the
No.
season, but now you have, you feel
Right.
me? Now you have reason to get mad. Like, man, what the fuck you doing? Da da da. And I think it's competitive, but to say the least, I mean, it's been some great basketball, man. Like you said, the Timberwolves being the number 1 seed, I think obviously Ant's out right now. I don't know how long he's gonna be out,
Man,
but
it was a nasty fall too. I was so
yeah,
irritated, bro.
yeah,
Like, and not to cut you off, switches, but that right
no,
there, like, it always something little like that. It always
yeah.
happens to guys that are trending upwards to go ahead and either blossom or something setback. So hopefully he's good, man, because he's an unreal player. He's been so much fun to watch. I've been watching NBA YouTube highlights of him. Boy,
Mhm.
if I don't see Michael Jordan in him, I don't know what I see then. I don't know what I'm looking at.
He gonna have to be a little bit more careful with how he jump and throw his body out there trying to dunk on people, because everybody ain't gonna jump with him, man. He didn't put people on posters, so they gonna. I mean, they
Right,
they pros too, bro. They don't want to get dunked on. So I ain't saying
right,
he stepped on them on purpose, but that's a part of his game where he's gonna be a little bit more controlled. Able to slide past him and lay it up this way,
right.
twerk your body in the air with the core muscles and shit like that. But I think they lineup, man. They start lineup is gonna be pretty good, and they're gonna be a problem for teams in the West. And like you said, going back to the East to pivot to that, the Magic. They just playing basketball right now. I don't really catch a lot of Magic games, but I know Paolo Banchero is gonna be an All Star this year. He's gonna be
He's
All
a
Star this year.
problem.
Yeah, like they got a bunch of young guys. It ain't a lot to do in Orlando, so they probably just down there hooping, traveling. I'm sure when they on the road, they kicking it with each other, they playing cards, they laughing, they might go out to eat, go out to club, because they're a bunch of young guys. You feel me? So that's what they own. You feel me? A bunch of young guys with some bread, some chicken. You feel me? Uh,
Yeah. Oh, my.
for real, for
No,
real. So
seriously. And shout
yeah,
out to my boy Gary Harris, man. He's the head label of that whole young squad. So,
he the damn vet.
Lord have mercy.
he the he the old head in the group now. He got to time so calm down. He like
Yeah,
he like man,
he the
but
one at the crib, like, man, y'all crazy. You trying to do
but
what? No, I'm playing. Shout out to the gang though. Shout out to the dog.
yeah, for real. So I like the competition going on so far, man. I think, like I said, I think the in season tournament was a good turnout. I think next week is the start of it on Monday and Tuesday, and then they go on Thursday. I think the championship on like Saturday. I think it's on the 9th. So it's next
Yeah.
Saturday and 8th.
Yeah, I
So
got it right up here just to clarify, obviously, what you just
go
said.
ahead.
That's crazy. Remember that. Yeah, so no, we got December 5th, Lakers versus Suns. That's at 10 p.m. And then obviously Milwaukee's going to play the Knicks. That's before the Lakers game. Um, and then the 4th, obviously, as well, is when it all starts out.
Yeah.
Sorry for getting you guys backtracked here. I don't know why I always do that. But December 4th, Kings versus the Pelicans. And I think that's good. The Pelicans are in there. Zion's playing pretty well. He is healthy. It's good to see him back on the court. It's good to see him doing what he's doing. But can he maintain that? I mean, it's only 20 games, so I'm not really on that bandwagon yet. And then obviously the Pacers versus the Celtics. Taylor Halliburton has been playing unreal right now.
Bro.
I don't know what the hell's been going on or what he's been doing or what confidence he's gotten from. But bro, when I seen this man in Miami did what he did against the Heat,
Yeah,
like I'm talking about, like I'm not saying Steph Curry, but I'm talking about like he is getting to his shot and it is cash every time. It's not like he's dishing the ball, he's getting to the rack. He is all around.
bro. He be having 40 and 15 assists in the same game. Like, bro, he's a sniper, bro. Like they, yeah, like you said, they played Miami last night. He had 44 points and 10 assists on 28 shots. That
On
ain't, bro. That
28
ain't,
shots, bro.
yeah, like
That is
that's pretty good
incredible.
at 44, and only 8 made free throws. So that's 36 shots. I mean, that's 36 buckets right there. You feel me? 36 points worth of buckets. So,
Right.
and another thing about that Pacers team, bro, I think Paul George should just go ahead and go back to the crib and go and team up with him.
Might
But
as
I don't
well.
think it's gonna work. I think he should say, bro, I want to go. If I don't think he will, but I think he should be like, bro, I'll go and team up with Halliburton. Maybe y'all can get a Miles Turner and a Buddy Hield, and we'll build and get some other guys, some young guys around that. And I think the Pacers will be able to do something with Halliburton and my
Paul
man
George.
Paul. I think that'll
Oh
be
my
dope.
God, that would be that would be crazy to see. Because now Paul George really that's like a KD for the Indiana Pacers. You just give him the ball, let him work. Like and the floor is gonna be open. I mean, if Tyler Halliburton's giving 14 assists a game, he gonna get you the ball. It's
Hello.
just crazy. It's just crazy, bro. Like I'm not gonna lie to you, and this is on my high horse of like talking about Wisconsin sports. Like Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Probably majority of people who ever watch this have no clue where Oshkosh, Wisconsin is. No clue. No clue where Oshkosh North basketball is. No one knows where Whitnell High School is. No one knows where Rufus King, you know what I'm saying, high school is. Jordan Poole, Tyler Hero, Tyler Halliburton. All damn near the same age, all going crazy in the league right now. Or have some type of monument staple in the league. I know my boy Jordan Poole's going through it right now with Washington. I think he's really learning how it is to be a number one, like being a number one guy. Like it's a lot, and you can tell that it's a lot. So I know he's gonna figure that out, and I'm always gonna ride with him because we all know what he can do. He won a ring. He contributed to winning that ring for the Warriors, and I can argue with that all day, every day. I could say that if he was still in there and they went ahead, they had to take Steph Curry out and put someone that can go ahead and handle the scoring. What did they do? Put Jordan Poole in. What did he do? Went crazy. Same thing with Tyler Hero. But I can go on my high horse, but it's cool to see that. Shout out to him and putting the team on for sure from Wisconsin. But um, it's live, and I like to see that. But he's
Yeah,
been balling, bro. But back if he would get Paul George, man, ooh wee.
I
But that
think
would
that
be something if that happens.
I think that'd be dope, bro. I think that 1-2 punch in the East. I think that can put Indiana back into that top 4 seed, top 5. I think it. Remember how Indiana with Reggie Miller and the Knicks used to play each other back in the day? I think that'd be a nice matchup with Paul. And I'm definitely taking Indiana in that series because the fact that you even be having 16 and 15 and 17 assists in a game, it shows that guys around you can make shots. Or
Absolutely.
or they whatever. They just playing around you and there. You know you're a great facilitator, but you can be the best passer in the world. Motherfuckers can't catch, they can't catch. Or they can't score after they catch the ball. You feel me? So and then add Paul George to that, and you probably want to be giving up, like I said, Miles Turner and a Buddy Hill. Send them to, it works for both of y'all. And then Paul George will be able to get his bag if that's what he wants to do. I
Right.
think if he wants to win, he should come back to the Eastern Conference. That's just me. So, but I ain't PG, so I don't know shit. I don't know.
Nah. That's real though. But that's a good analogy to kind of that for moving forward for him. But if they do figure that out in LA, who we?
I
Because the
don't think they're
Clippers
gonna figure.
got I don't know. Who knows? But um I also want to add on here as well, just up to this point, just obviously looking at the NBA page here, they do have the key MVP. Leader as of right now, they got a little article out. I think we can definitely go ahead and talk about that. They got their guys ranked here. I'm gonna just run through them real quick, and then we'll definitely talk about it. Luca, she's not Luca. Jokic is at 1. Joel Embiid's at 2. Luca is tied for 3rd with SGA. Giannis is at 5, and then the next 5 they have Tyrese, Halliburton, Jason Tatum, Kevin Durant, Anthony Edwards, LeBron James. So the top 5 that I just read off right here is this. Do you think this list will change? Do you think that where it's at, it's going to stay put? Because realistically, who's going to win MVP.
Who?
I know I don't know. I just feel like there's always a set guy. Like Jokic is always going to be that set guy going in every year in Embiid. Like it's just continuously always going to be those two when they start the season. That's
And
just me. Every time that I see it.
That's crazy to me because I remember LeBron James was the best player in by
So I'm
far
saying.
the best player in the world for at least 15 years in a row, and he only got 4 MVPs in that time. From 2010 to 2018, he should have won. He was the best player in the world, but he ain't win MVP, and it was time where he wasn't even in a conversation like that. So I just don't understand why they put Joker in there and Embiid in there. But I mean, it's just today's NBA. But go ahead. What you about to say about regarding MVPs?
But yeah, no, I mean, I'm going to say LeBron every time, but it's crazy like how he's getting like depreciated of what he's done, and like they're trying to move on and find new guys that are better than LeBron when he just went ahead and did what he did, scoring title, being damn near the GOAT of the NBA. It's just crazy to me how they like to go ahead and change the narrative. I'm like, okay, no, his time is still his time is done. Basically, is what they're saying. It's like, no, his time's not. Like he's still dropping 35. He's still doing things. He's still playing great basketball and playing at a high level. So I don't know. I would like to see SGA go higher. I like SGA right now. He's been playing at a high level. How I feel about Giannis. Luka, he's always there, but I don't know. Hopefully, maybe this year he gets it. I would like to see him get one. And I think with Dallas Mavericks, I think Kyrie and them found that cohesiveness of playing together. I think they found it, and I think that's going to be fun to see down the line when it comes playoff time. But no, I just want to talk about that. I just think it's crazy, and like to have Bron at the end. I mean, I would have Anthony Edwards in front of Tyrese Halliburton, to be honest. If you want my honest opinion, I know that Tyrese has been doing his thing, but I think Anthony Edwards should be a little bit higher than where he's at. Within this list, but.
Okay.
Other than that, man, what's up? Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna speak briefly on the whole MVP thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to see Luka get it. I mean, it's early, man. Like, it's so early. Like we're gonna see some. Hopefully, we're gonna see some competitive basketball. But I think Kevin Durant should be higher. I think he's been playing at a high level this year. Like, I think he's been like laser focused in, even though their record is their record. I mean, they haven't been healthy as well. They haven't had Devin Booker every game. They haven't even had, Bradley Beal. And Kevin Durant hasn't played every game, but he's played more games and he's playing on a high level right now. Like I can see like how he playing. He got a different pep in his step with how he playing. So I like him to be even higher than he is. Like I put him over Shea and Tyrese Halliburton, all that shit. Like he's over them. Like, but they not higher than him on the MVP list already because he's won the MVP already, and he's still playing at a high, if not higher level than that. So they don't just jump him because they doing putting up some numbers and shit like that. They got to sit behind him and be a first team All Pro. I know Shea was last year, but he got to do it again. It ain't just 1 year. Like I said, I don't really put too much into it. It's just something to talk about early in the year. Like, none of this shit really matter right now. They kind of got 10 motherfuckers on the list just so you can, break it down. It's just something to talk about, man. That's just today's work. Talking about the MVP after game 2 of they got 82 game season. Like, but you're going to see some competitive basketball in Vegas, though. Like, when they get to Vegas, like, I think players are going to try to win those, win that cup. Because there's games before this whole in-season tournament that players will get up for. You feel
Right.
me? Like, do you go at each other on a regular Tuesday if like you ain't like that motherfucker over there, or you do, or you think you better than him, and you want to show him? People will get up for that game. So just giving them something to compete more, even more, you're gonna see some competitive basketball. And like I said, I picked Boston to win the in-season tournament, and I like Tatum. Right now. I like Tatum, Kevin Durant. Like, I like the bigs, bro, but I don't, man. I just think when you just bigger than everybody, bro, it's just something different. Like, you just bigger than everybody.
Yeah, like it's
You,
easy.
you feel me? Like, I like the bigs and shit, but I want to see like skill, and I understand Kevin Durant and Jason Tatum is damn near 6'10", if not 7 foot. But that game is not bullying you, and you feel me?
Right.
It ain't that. Like, Joker and
Right.
Giannis and Embiid, they just bigger than everybody, and damn, they're stronger than everybody. So I want to see skill and really willing your team to win. When I think about the MVP, that's just my opinion. But I like Tatum and Kevin Durant up there, and I like Shea up there a little bit. But I want to see Luka win. But I think he got to take his game to another level as well. Like, he can't play like he played the last few years. He got to go another level. So
Right.
we shall see.
No, absolutely. And to end it here, man, on a good little, I guess, fast break, or just to talk about this. Obviously, you see all the news. Everyone with Aaron Rodgers is an Achilles injury. You're talking to two people that actually went through that process and actually had to, good and bad, go through what that obstacle is of going through that. This is insane. If this man, I'm gonna just say this: the story is too good to be true for him not to go out there. He's in New York. The media is on it. You know what he is with Pat McAfee. You know how Aaron Rodgers does what Aaron Rodgers does. They're going to continue to have this story for the whole year. If you want my honest opinion, he's crazy as hell if he goes out there and plays. He is a crazy man if he goes out there and plays. And it would be even more crazier if he goes out and plays and actually has a very good game off a bum Achilles. Like, I'm trying to like wrap my head around both of them, but someone that's been through it and obviously wants your opinion as well. Boy, I'm not going out there. The hell? You think I'm gonna go out there and face Peterson or Patterson, excuse me, Parsons, excuse me, and he's coming in off the end and trying to kick? No, I'm not doing it. Twist body, all type of stuff? Absolutely not. Talk to me about this, man. Please make it make sense to the people that if this man plays, it's going to be a tale of a story anyways. But if he plays, he's crazy.
I remember when this conversation first started. This was like literally started like right after he had got hurt. Like, man, he probably can still come back at the end of the year. He's aiming to come back this year. I'm like, bro, what? I'm like, bro, ain't no way, bro. Ain't
Man.
way, bro. Like, to come, I don't care that you play quarterback and you don't move a lot and you ain't got to worry about guarding nobody or pushing off of it like that, but you do, because every time you drop it back, you're pushing off and you're pushing into it. I just thought that was nuts. I thought that was nuts. And the fact that I guess he just activated himself for like the 21-day window of where he can play.
Man.
Bro, especially off he's 40 years old. Me personally, bro, I couldn't, like, there's no way I was moving like that in month 3. Like, bro, I couldn't even run until like month 5. Like, you don't have the strength in your shit, bro. You literally just tore some shit that keeps you standing up. So now you
Right.
have to learn how to stand up again and walk, let alone drop back and fucking push off your foot in the 3-step and scramble. Cause this ain't practice. They coming to get your ass. And
Right. Right.
if you on that field, they don't care about that Achilles, bro. If you on that field and
Right.
you show that, hey, you can play, and they gonna come and get your ass every single time. I don't get it. I don't think he's gonna play though. I don't think he's gonna play. That's just me. I think this is just like a whole feel good story of trying to keep the team competitive, trying
Right.
to keep the team spirits up. You know, even when they have a terrible loss, he's still like, oh man, we still got a chance for Aaron Rodgers to come back. Even now, even him being out there in practice, I feel like he's not coming back. He's just trying to give them that energy to keep pushing forward to if he was to come back. Like
Right.
if they was to some crazy ass way end up in the fucking the semifinals to go to the Super Bowl, and you know he was there then, like he can come back then. Maybe at the end of January, you know, the first week of February type shit.
Right.
But I don't see him coming back, bro. Like I said, I think that was just to keep the spirit up of the team, keep them playing
Right.
hard, keep them trying to play for something. I just don't see it, bro. I gotta see it when he out there. Like when we go out there, I'm gonna be like, I don't think he tore his Achilles. I don't know, bro. I don't
Right.
know, bro. We gonna see though. We gonna see.
No, we're gonna see it. But I know if we all know Aaron Rodgers, he loves doubting people because I think he just has that just killer instinct. He's a competitor, bro. Like he's a
Yeah,
competitor. Like, and that's what you have to be. But I don't know. He's crazy for this one if he plays. If
he,
he steps foot out, I'm trying to tell you right now, if this man steps foot out on that NFL field, especially in New York with that crazy ass turf, he is insane. And I'm not even blaming the turf. I'm just whatever. If you're just out there, period, you
bro.
are a
And
crazy man.
if he go out there and stank it up or something, they ain't gonna boo it. They gonna boo. They ain't gonna be like, oh, well, he's just coming back 6 months early from an Achilles injury. They gonna be
Right,
like, bro, he sucked. Boo, get him out of here. He washed. He can't play no more. That's what they gonna
right.
do, bro. New York don't care about that shit. So, like I said, if he do play, bro, that shit'd be kind of wild, bro. I mean, but as an athlete anyway, bro, you gotta, especially as a football player, bro, you damn near gotta be a certain level of delusional as hell. You feel me? Especially being that great. Like when if you a really great player, or you ever were a great player, you got a high level of delusion in you as well. But that's probably
Facts.
what kept going forward. You feel me? Kept you becoming greater and greater and greater. This motherfucker just hella delusional, dog. Or he got some great
He
ayahuasca.
is. That and some great ass doctors, bro. When I saw that video, my brother, I'm like, bro, is this man like? Is he good? Like? Why would they show that clip though? That was the funny part to me. Granted, I know that it was just the normal, just step back and throw, but it's just
Which
like
which clip?
the one that he was. I think he was just like doing
Was it in practice?
yes, it was a practice doing a play action like read or like
Yeah,
RPO, then pulled it and threw it.
yeah,
I'm like, but that gets guys that love Aaron Rodgers hope because like you know me and I love Aaron Rodgers. Like Aaron Rodgers is
yeah.
my favorite quarterback of all time. Like this man is literally has jersey hanging in here when he was a Packer, and I'm probably gonna go get a jersey with the just New York just because it's just like his story is crazy. I think his story is not finished because if he was not injured, it'd be a completely different ball club. Let's be real.
Yeah.
But this is crazy if he plays. But I just wanted to get your opinion on that one, man, because that boy crazy if he try to go out there and play with them grown ass men on a Achilles. But hey, maybe I just have the wrong doctors. Maybe I just got the wrong treatment people. Because I got mine done by a pretty good ankle foot surgeon. So
Yeah,
maybe I'm not knowing what's good or not. But
bro.
I just wanted to talk about that.
He got a different penny. He got a pretty penny that he can pay to,
Golly, that thing, they got a
But
robot Achilles, got like something back there, boy, like next level technology. Probably got
it
something, bro.
is New York, bro. You feel me? It's New York. You feel me? And robots are here. They got the chip put in your head, and if you was blind, now you can see. Hey, bro.
I'm just saying because bro, I'm trying to wrap like, but like, if he comes back and plays, imagine what that does to his story, like as a quarterback already, even though his story is already crazy as hell.
What if he come back and win? What if
That's what
what if
I'm
he come back?
saying.
What if he do come back next week and
He
look
come
good
back and win.
hit them in
like
the playoffs,
window.
and
that
make it to the AFC
would be
Championship, bro,
crazy. That'd be,
and then
bro.
make it
That
to the Super Bowl, dog. Dog, you talk about a fucking story. You talk
that's
about
got to
a
be up there.
story.
That's got to be
And
up
what
there with
number?
LeBron going back to Cleveland. That's up there
What
for
number?
sure.
What number he wear?
8.
Kobe.
Kobe. Hello.
Dog.
Like like if you in that universe world, that's what I was thinking of me. I'm like, bro, this is only right. Like Kobe had an Achilles. He wears number 8. You know he has that type of mentality. I don't know. We can sit here and talk about this all day, bro. But if that so happens, that's gonna
Crazy.
be. I'm just thankful and blessed that I was able to witness that. That's all I'm gonna say. As a fan, as a sports fan, as someone that like you literally admired your whole career when you played, that would be gangster. But my good people, man, thank you so much for all the love. I mean, we're almost coming on a year on this thing. For me, I know Lip's got a lot underneath his belt. You can check him out at Speak On It Podcast. Incredible content is the same type, if not more, of what we do on here. So obviously tune in that. I reposted all that stuff. Have a good weekend. Have a great Friday. Enjoy yourself, my brother. Take us out, man. You haven't took us out in like a month, it feels like. Talk to the
Hey,
people.
in a second, man. Hey, man. Speak on the podcast, man.
You see it.
Episode 48, man. We moving on up, man.
You see it.
Hey, man. We back at it, man. It's been a while, but we all good. We grew as usual, per usual. All that good stuff, man.
Absolutely.
Drink y'all water. My water gone. I didn't drink it already, but drink y'all water, man. Enjoy this great. So hold up, bro. Quick one.
Yeah.
It's college football weekend, bro. Who you think take
Oh,
winners right now, bro? It's the championship weekend. You gotta at least gotta throw that in there real quick. I
time
think
out,
Oregon.
everybody. Time out. Or at Washington game, Oregon versus Washington. That's gonna be a great game. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
ahead and take. I'm gonna take Washington. I want Washington to get it. I want
Okay.
Washington to win that one. I don't know. I want Penix to get in there. His story is incredible. The
Yeah.
way he's went from IU to Washington to balling out, like that is a leap that you got to take and just trust and go. And the only one that can go ahead and make that work is you. He's doing that. I think he definitely should be going to the Heisman as well, or however that plays out, because he's been balling.
This gonna
This
show
is
it. This game gonna
yeah,
show it.
absolutely. And then obviously Michigan versus Iowa. I mean, if you want my honest opinion, I feel realistically that Michigan's going to dog walk them. To be honest, I'm not going to lie on that. I will never. It's crazy to see because this East and Western and the Big Ten needs to stop. Everyone needs to play each other. That's just my honest opinion. So then you do have games like Ohio State for Michigan or Penn State versus Ohio State. Hey, or if we're there, Michigan State get back there playing one of those teams. You know what I'm saying? Like it's got to be two competitive teams in that conference going to something. Can't just be
No
where
more. No more non-conference games. You got one non-conference game. The Big Ten got 18 teams in there. 13 straight Big Ten games. No, not 13. 11. I think it's 11. What is it, 12 games a season? They need to
something
do
like that.
one little warm up bullshit game, then an out of conference game, and then go straight into the Big Ten game. Michigan ain't played
Facts.
nobody outside their conference in the last fucking 3 years. That's why they be 12-0 and 11-0 and 10-0 and all that bullshit. They fucking suck. And Iowa suck too. So I hope Iowa upset
You
them.
already,
I hope
clearly y'all know what we on this podcast because it
I
don't
don't fuck.
change.
I don't fuck with them. I'm sick. I'm sick. Ohio State lost the other day. I don't fuck with them at all.
Yeah. You know how it is, but I'm just bringing this up here as well. I like Florida State. Florida State is in. Are they talking in there as well? Um, yeah. And then that game, I'm gonna take Florida State, and then that Georgia versus Alabama.
Ooh-wee.
I think, boy, you know what I really think. To be honest, I think this game's gonna come down to quarterback play. Going to come down to quarterback play. Guys making plays. Guys need to make plays. And I think Alabama has that upper hand, and I'm going to take Alabama. But I don't know how
Okay.
it's going to shake up. I don't know that's how it's going to shake up obviously the rankings now. Does that go
Mm-hmm.
ahead and move Michigan to 1? That move Washington to 3? That move Florida State, excuse me, Washington to 2, Florida State to 3. Does that go ahead now? Uh, does that just move Georgia to 4? Do you put Alabama in there? You know what I'm saying? We had this similar problem when we 2015. Like we had to win this game to get in. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Yeah.
what is the committee going to do? And I think, and it's so glad that you brought this up. I think the biggest thing right now we need 12 team playoff, 12 team
Yeah.
playoff. Cut that damn season down. Go ahead and put that playoff in. It's
Or
going to
8.
bring so much money in, so much involved, so much content, so much just coverage on that. It's going to be just like the NCAA basketball, if not bigger. They need to go
Yeah.
ahead and do that now because these teams, like, right, say for instance, Washington does beat Oregon. They're still a top 10 team. Like, you see here, Ohio State, yes, absolutely. Texas, absolutely. Alabama, absolutely. Missouri, big eye opener this year in the SEC. Who would ever thought that Missouri was going to be good? They
Yeah.
deserve to be in there. So it's like I think that definitely they need to get to that 12-team playoff, but it'd be interesting to see, man. I got Bama over Georgia for
Okay.
sure.
I'm gonna start off with tonight. I got Washington over Oregon. I think Washington quarterback is better than Bo Nix, and I think Washington offense is pretty damn good. They got a running back that can run for over 200 yards. They got a good offensive lineman, and they got 3 NFL wide receivers. I like
Three,
that.
three
I
though.
like one that's probably gonna go top 10 along with Harrison. Was it Odus, something like that? But he
Yeah, yeah.
nice, he nice. McMillan nice, Pope nice. I like Washington over them. Texas, Oklahoma State. I got Texas winning. Texas is gonna win that game. They're gonna be fighting to see if they can possibly sneak in there. Because if Alabama win, do they jump Texas? Because Texas
No,
beat
because
them early.
Texas beat Alabama. Yeah, Texas beat Alabama,
Yeah,
so
so
Texas gets
that's what I'm
in.
saying. So, but if Alabama can Alabama beat Georgia and still miss the playoff? That's the question we have to talk about. That's something deep we gonna have to see. That's gonna be crazy if they do, but I can see it
Right,
happening. They barely got by Auburn last week on the last second fucking. You know how that shit go. Um,
right.
you got obviously I got. I mean I want Iowa to win. I hope Iowa win. I hope Iowa win. But Iowa suck. So probably the other team
I'm
gonna
just being
win.
realistic. I like to be, even though I don't love giving kudos to obviously people down the
Yeah,
road,
yeah,
but you
yeah.
keep us,
Michigan
you
is
keep
a
a
better
spade
team.
a spade. Keep a spade a
Michigan
spade.
Michigan is a better team than Iowa for sure. So they
Yes,
should beat them. Would I love to see an upset? Probably so. But
absolutely.
whatever with that. You got Florida State, Louisville. I got shit. I'm gonna take Louisville, bro. I think Louisville been playing straight this year. They 10-2. They won some decent games this year. And Florida State don't got their starting quarterback. You know, they got the backup quarterback that was playing, and that's gonna be, who you never know how the lights, how bright the lights gonna be, and how some guys are gonna show up. And Louisville might see blood. I mean, blood in the water. They might see, you know, they might go out hunting and just see him down there, not really knowing how to, play in those lights. So I'm gonna take Louisville with the upset in that game for sure. And with Georgia, Bama, I'm gonna take Georgia, bro. I'm gonna take Georgia just because I think Georgia is gonna play winning football tomorrow. Like, I don't think they're gonna allow Alabama quarterback to be that special. And Alabama quarterback will throw you the ball for the other team. Like, he's gonna throw you the ball. He's gonna run and do all these things. But Alabama don't have a lot of crazy impressive wins this year.
Right,
They're 11-1, but the SEC was kind of, you feel me? It was kind of here and there, and they was just barely
right.
getting by in games. But I don't think they beat Georgia tomorrow. I think Georgia, wins this game and remains the number 1 seed. And I think Michigan's going to be the 2 seed. Um, I think Washington will remain the 3 seed. I think Florida State will lose. So I think that's going to probably put either Ohio State, Texas, depending on how Texas. Who is the 6 seed? I don't know who the 6 seed is.
Ohio State.
Who is the 5? Oh, the Oregon's the 5 seed.
Oregon's
So
the 5.
yeah. So it'll be Ohio State, or Texas, depending on how they want to see that. Like if Texas go out and blow these guys out and they look really good, I can see them jumping from 7-4 and jumping Ohio State because Ohio State don't play this week. But if it's just a close game and some people probably want to see Ohio State and Michigan place each other potentially again, depending on how they rank the teams, I don't think they'll play them, but I think they'll be the third seed. I mean, they'll be the fourth seed. But who knows? They probably can play in the championship if they win. I think they're going to put Ohio State in there. So I think it's going to go, like I said, Georgia, Michigan, Washington, Ohio State, or Texas, depending on how Texas look tomorrow. That's what I got.
Well, I'm glad that we brought that up. Hey, there is going to be so much sports on. Obviously, this today, tomorrow, you got football. Obviously, it's always good to see college playoff championships in each conferences. We already said it, man. You guys have yourself a wonderful Friday. Have a great weekend. Peace out, y'all.
You're